guys, it's Mystery Rose and
Muglorgrimlockable.
Good, because I'm too drunk to remember that.
I know I can barely remember sometimes.
So the point of this video is he has a surprise. I guess it's going to be beer time. Is what it was called.
Yes. See, because in my name it's got the word lock. It's actually one of my favorite Transformers back in the day when it was in the 90s. And I wish they would have brought him to the movies, but they didn't. Grimlock. And see, my old YouTube got hacked. It was Muglorgrimlock. Muglor means ultimate in German. And it got hacked, so I decided to make another YouTube, and that name was suggested to me. And so I decided just to roll with it because it's unique and no one else has that. That's fucking so weird and unique. I went with it. So this is Muglorgrimlockable, and to go with my lock name, this is something I've not done on my channel in 3 years, which I used to do with the Wolverine and Boss Man Charlie, who is gonna be eventually coming back. Unlocking beer time. And what that is usually we have 3 people, 2 now. You pick 3 subjects, 1 per person. You talk about it for about 5 minutes, and everybody talks amongst it. And then the people below comment on it. And then after in the said video, the people, if they have any kind of subjects they want to talk about, put it below, and we'll talk about it and what we think about it. So since it's new and she's not used to it, I will I don't need some alcohol for this. Natural Light, a real man's beard. Gonna destroy the camera. Just lean against the poor ass water jug.
Okay, so I'm not with my usual setup, but I'm having a wicked. We are already intoxicated. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go watch them because that leads up to this.
Yes.
But let's admit, it's truth serum.
Oh yes, it is. And see, there's 3 subjects. Or in this case, it can be 2, whichever, depends on her channel. But I'm picking from mine what we know as the greatest gift of all on earth, but also the biggest curse. Love. Now, yeah, some people say that it's not real. Some people say that it is. Some people say it's a pain worse than death. Now, see, I'm 30 years old. And I was April 30th, 1987. And I looked for love at an early age. See, I was raised by my grandparents, and they fell in love at 13 years old. You know, that's not heard of nowadays. They married when they were 14, and she died when she was 56, and he still ain't remarried. That's love, people. I want to kind of talk about a recent kind of, I guess, breakup that I had. And you can guess, give your opinions if you think it was true love or not. I knew this woman for about 9 years. And about February 24th.
Oh, I have to pee.
Have a nice flush. Don't laugh and pee. Well, viewers, about February 28th, she, after 9 years, re-added me on Facebook and started talking to me. I was going through a big depression, going through a bigger breakup than I normally anticipated, and I was actually going to kill myself. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know you viewers. You're not my viewers, but I can reach out because suicide it's real. You know, it's no joke. One of my best friends, Cody Wilson, died that way, you know, and I had not eaten or slept or drank for 5 days, and the 6th day was going to take 30 psychotropics, and I was going to end it, you know. Some people say it's a coward's way, and I believe, you know, kind of like Vegeta, I'm a Saiyan, dude. I got Saiyan pride. I ain't backing down from nothing, but see, that stuff's harsh. It's more than any kind of Spartan or Samurai or even Saiyan, 3 great S's, you know, could stand. It's intense pain. And, I was really ready to kill myself. And so then the 6th day comes along, and so then comes someone 9 years of my life and re-adds me on Facebook, talks to me. And not anymore, but at the time, marriage, you know. And went behind my back, talked to an ex, and a lot of stuff happened. And if it wasn't for, you know, if it wasn't for her, I'm not going to lie, I probably wouldn't even be here right now because 2 other friends wanted to pick me up, and when they were asleep, I was literally, she don't even know this. This is seriously brand new to her to this moment in time. I was gonna end. I was gonna end it. I had no reason of living. I've had a lot of stuff. My family and friends have called me a freak all my life because I'm different. Because it's not just because I like anime. That's a big part. But see, I started playing video games at the age of 1 year old, and it wasn't just pushing buttons. My grandma told me, rest in peace, that I was extremely smart. I played Ninja Turtles 2, which is the hardest Nintendo game of all time, released for the SNES and NES series. And I beat it so bad that when I beat it, I started the game over, flipped the game upside down the controller, and still beat it. And that's how my brain works. And, they said for an early age I was looking for something, and they couldn't tell. And I saw my grandparents, been together since they were 14 with love, and I tried to find it all my life. I didn't do one-night stands or try to lose my virginity to some hot, beautiful babe. I wanted what they had. And, every woman since I was about 17 when I lost said virginity has been like that towards me. And, and the only person, I'm not going to give anything, too personal out, but the only person that's been in my life, female-wise, that's never done me wrong, never lied to me, never tried to purposely hurt me, has actually been her. And I could say you people are really good for following her and continuing to like and comment on her videos. Because it's not just what you like her videos and think they're funny. You kind of see a part of you and through her, and because that's what I like to think with the people on my channel. And that's what I pick is love. What do you think about it? Has it ever made you be really hurt or devastated or even think about suicide? And if you've ever been afraid to talk about it, don't need to keep it inside anymore, because that can be what's hurting you all this time. Vent below. She'll listen. I'll listen. We won't judge you. And I swear, it's not my channel, but if anyone, bashes you for venting, I'll say something, and I'll get all, like, at least 100 something of my subscribers to bash them back. Just say, don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to love. If there's someone you've had a crush on, you're afraid that you don't think that they're in your league, don't be afraid to go up to them and make a regular conversation with them, because that's what stopped me for so long. Because there's somebody that I've been in love with for almost half my life, and I'm actually probably getting the courage to bring it out, and I actually like to thank her for being here for me and actually including me in this video. This is my first YouTube video in about 2 years. That used to be my favorite thing to do every day. I drank one of these, not necessarily a natural light. I drink something every day, to cure my pain, and it's like when I would talk to the viewers, I was talking to my best friend. Every 100 something of my viewers each one individual was my best friend, and I was talking to them, and I thank you for listening. I'm probably rambling on. It's because I'm more than tipsy right now, and I've not been able to rant for about 4 months. It's a long time, Everybody else from me gets to rant and I'll listen, but when I try to talk, they say something bad or negative, or they don't even listen, pretend like they are, So just know that if you need someone to listen to you, or if your parents won't listen, if your so-called best friend won't listen, because I've been there, my best friend ignored me for 18 years, that's a long time. My best friend, not her, she's my best friend, but my best guy friend, I'm going to say his name, we'll call him Twinkie, his nickname, and, if you're afraid to talk about anything, no matter what it is, whether it be suicide, love, homosexuality, this is not an adult channel. I'm not saying it's you got a lot of young viewers, but there's no such thing as an age limit on something. If you got something here, talk it out. I'm here for you, and she's here for you. You're on her channel, you're her subscribers. You don't even got to subscribe to me to talk to me through a secret message on I am on YouTube. The name is Muglorgrimlockable. I'll have the actual name and the link below. I'll have her do it. Talk to me. Talk to her. Don't be afraid, because I had my best friend Cody Wilson kill himself for something like this, Love is very, very... It can be a healing factor, like from Deadpool, or it can be as something to kill you, kind of like Goku's spirit bomb that'll stop you in its tracks, And I'm putting it on a nerd level because some people might understand it more that way, because that's how I am, But don't be afraid. Know that I'm here for you. she's here for you. And no matter what, don't be afraid to be you. Because if no one loves you, know that even though we don't know you, because we've been there, we love you. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to talk. And that's what I talk about my Such a Good Love. You can leave your comment below from what I said, or even if not what I said, for what you have on your heart. And you message below. And with that, that's my subject from Unlocking Beer Time. And that's love. So now I'll hand it over to the one and the only one and beautiful woman right here beside me. And she picks her subject and you talk about what she talks about. And I'll open the curtain to her.
Alright, so striving off of love, especially with the recent things that's happened with his story. And from what you guys have seen with my Let's Talk videos, let's talk about friendship. Because especially now, I think in the younger generation, it's hard to know who's truly your friend.
You have more than a point on that, because there's there's two people I've been friends with for about equal amount of time. I'll give their nicknames. One being Twinkie, that's his nickname, or Twinkie Jr., his YouTube name. You can find him if you want. He may act like a prick and a selfish piece of shit, but male-wise, he's my best friend. He's been there for me more than anything. He's the only friend that said, "Hey, you're homeless? Come on, man. Come sneak into my great-grandma's home. Sneak it through that window and jump in that window, not that window. You won't be homeless." To I thought was my other best friend, whose name we'll say, and he'll know when he sees this video, he'll gripe me for it, but Brown Bear. And I lived with him before, and he knew I was there. He left for about a week and a half. Came back and said he forgot I was there, and the entire week there was no water, no food, no nothing. I lost 15 pounds and I almost died. And his exact words when it came to the window after he came back from a week of playing games: "Oh man, B, I forgot you were there," because my name's Brian. "B, I forgot you were there. I'm sorry, I got you. I got you." And he's been that way ever since. So, I mean, that's, friendship can be a one-sided street, or it can be a path that separates and connects again or never separate. I'm not trying to take, center stage, because this is not my channel. But see, I've not been any kind of tipsy in a long time, and I've not been able to vent in a very long time. So just know, if you got any kind of opinion on friends, send it to her channel or my channel. I'll let her take it over for now, but that's my opinion. I'll let her talk because it's her channel. I'm not trying to take it over or nothing, but yeah.
Okay, so on the subject of friendship, for those who, I've mentioned it briefly in our reviews on the Angry Orchard. Brian has been my best guy friend since I was like 13. Realistically, I haven't had any friend who has stuck with me as long as he has. No matter what's going on in my life, he is, "Hey, I'm here, let's talk." This being said, I've also had my share of bad friends. I've had people who have been like, "Oh, I'm here," when it's convenient for me. For anyone who's watched my Let's Talk videos, you know that my best friend of over a decade, Alex, and I attempted to date, and obviously it went very poor, which is one reason why I'm leaving Oxford, because at this point his goal is to make me miserable, which a friend doesn't do.
No, they don't.
No matter who messes up in your life, it's always going to be, "Oh, you messed up, I will be mad at you, but I'm here for you." Brian has been my friend since I was 13, which puts him at over 11 years. This being said, we can go years without talking, message on Facebook, and be like, "Hey, nothing's changed." So, especially now in generations, I do understand, and God, I feel old, that
How you feel old?
that friendships are very one-sided. "Hey, I'll talk to you when I need it, but if you need me, well, good luck."
Yeah, for example, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to steal whatever. This kind of happened today, actually, and it's not with Nicole, my best friend, 18 years, Twinkie, he's like, "Well, hey, man, you're going to be homeless." I was like, "Yeah, no, it sucks." He said, "What you going to do?" I said, "Oh, no." He said, "You can ask we'll use the nickname Cookie." And I was like, "Man, I'm not going to ask Cookie. I'm not his best friend. He'll do anything for you. He ignores me. Well, you know what he said? Instead of saying, I'll ask, he'll say, you better get off your ass and message him by being a grown man. That's what I'm used to, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same guy I snuck inside out of his window. And you know why he had me sneak inside out of his window? Not because he was a good friend, but because I had $300 in food stamps that he could use to get him Hot Pockets whenever he wanted. He didn't care I was on the streets. None of my friends did. None of my family did. And I thought I was blinded because I was 25 at the time that he did, but he didn't. You know, so you need to recognize, you know, who your true friends are. See, my worst fear is being alone. My grandma died in front of me, licking pinkies with me. My half-brother died in my arms, had to close his eyes. And then a week later, my best friend Cody Wilson got hit by a train, and two people helped him get hit by the train, and his mom to this day won't tell me who they are. So I've dealt with a lot of stuff, you know, and don't be afraid to get anything off your chest. Don't settle for second best just because, you know, you say you have only one friend and they treat you like shit. I'd rather have no friends than friends who treat me like shit. If your friends aren't always there for you no matter what, giving the shirt off their literal back, handing it to you like this, they're not a friend. I literally gave a shirt off my back for an enemy who wanted me to die during the winter time. And that's how we became friends. We've been friends for 7 years. So, like I said, you need to sit here and sit down and recognize and sit and think who your real friends are. I can tell you who your real friend is. You may not know me that much, but I'm your friend. And you know who's really your friend more than anything? The person who set time to make these videos, to talk to you, is her. Because she's taking time out of her life and her pain and her anguish to talk to you. That it's not just to get rid of pain for her to have fun. It's to talk to you viewers because she knows the sad pain that you're feeling. And so she tries to make you smile through her smile, you know? So, like I said, don't be afraid to ever message her personally in the inbox or ever Muglorgrimlockable, me. You know, don't ever be afraid. Or even if you don't want to talk to somebody, don't be afraid to look in the mirror and talk to yourself. Because that's the best way to vent. You know, like the word friend, it don't have to be a 5-letter word. It only got to be a 6-letter word. It can be a 30-letter word. It can be you looking right in the mirror and say, you know who cares about me if no one else does, I do. And she does. Because these videos, you know, we may not be big YouTubers like Ted Barris, the Fire-Breathing Idiot, or LA Beast, or PewDiePie, or Good Mythical Morning. You know, it don't have to be any big YouTubers like that to get across to somebody. I don't care if I ever get money from YouTube. I've never cared about that. You can look at my videos and some are so bad quality it makes you sick. Like my Majora's Mask Legend of Zelda video where I got glitched out, where I almost beat the game without saving and then it froze at the last bit of it and I was cussing so bad. And it's this small of a video on a freaking UAV tube video. TV, and I didn't care, and I got more than almost 400 views on it. It's just not what it looks like or who it is, it's how they reach people. And there's very few people that, there was actually a famous YouTuber, like I've said so many times here, reviews hot peppers, and he had surgery because he eats so many hot peppers it messed his esophagus up, and he got his surgery. Ted Barris, the Fire-Breathing Idiot, and he never talks to his viewers alone. But I told him that he helped me get into peppers. He used to be an alcoholic, he ain't anymore. And I told him that I tried to commit suicide. And I drank alcohol to take away the pain from all the fake people in my life. And you know that he personally messaged me, my name, not even my YouTube name, my real name, Brian, and said last name, and made a long thing this big. And he mentioned a lot of my individual photos on my Facebook and mentioned to me. And what he saw in those photos, he mentioned to me. And believe it or not, that's one of the reasons why I didn't commit suicide 3 years ago. Even though he didn't know me, it felt like I had a friend reach out because he used to be an alcoholic because his ex-wife left him and cheated on him. Like I said, that the word friendship, it's not a word to throw around. It's not somebody you hang out with or laugh with or cool. It's someone who you can really feel a bond with. If you don't feel that bond with them, and I hate to say it like that, it might not be best for you to be with them. You know, because like she said, I've been friends with her since she was 13 years old. You know how long that is? Like, you know, we don't, like the last time before I came down here and started talking to her, I was in Florida and I was talking to her for a while, about maybe 2 months. But before then, the last time I talked to her was about 5 years ago. It's a long time. She didn't say, oh, I've not talked to Brian for 5 years. Fuck him. People just have different things in their life going on. But when I needed her more than anybody, more than my mom, my sperm donor, my so-called best friend, you know who was there for me? She was. So don't be afraid to ever, even if you never go to my pathetic channel, don't you ever be afraid to come to this woman and talk, because she will help you more than you will ever know. Because that's what, this right here is what real friendship is all about. No matter what happens, no matter how long they go without talking to you, they really, truly, from the bottom of their heart, care. And that's all I got to say about that. She can talk about what she wants to talk about, but that's from my heart, truly. Don't be afraid. Never again be afraid.
And guys, on the subject of friendship, because those of you who have watched, you've watched me have my mental breakdowns. You've watched me be suicidal. You've seen everything I've gone through. You will have people who will come in your life who will, they'll be friends, they'll say they're friends, and they're not. You have to understand, especially at a young age, because a lot of my viewers are younger, that people come in and you'll think they're friends, and they're not. They could not be friends, they could be acquaintances. It takes a lot to be true friends.
Yes, it does.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey, you're an acquaintance. Alex and I were friends for 10 plus years, and trying to have a relationship, we're toxic for each other.
And that's a scary word, toxic, because my last ex was so, I was so much in love with her, but she was so toxic. She knows her too. We'll just say her nickname was Wolfie. And she was so toxic for me. I fell in love with her when I was 16 years old. I'm 30. And I fell so in love with her. And almost last year, she came to me in a relationship, and I got with her because her person she was with beat her and abused her and raped her.
Put your shirt on.
And no.
Put your shirt on.
This is fairy tale. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Anyway,
no, just don't be afraid, you know, to come to somebody like she said. It can be very, very, very toxic. Just don't be deceived by, you know, fake empty words. You know you may be young, but you know you're a human. You can tell when someone's, you know, lying to you or using you. You know, it just doesn't feel right. It feels empty, but you do it anyway. Don't do that. That's toxic. You know. If it just feels like it's draining the life from you and you can't hold your head up, it's toxic, you know, don't do it.
Like, for you guys who have seen, Alex and I tried to have a relationship. From day one of us being in a relationship, he was dating a guy. Which, wholeheartedly, I love the gay community. I will never judge you.
Me neither.
But if you're going to be in a relationship, you need to be honest.
100%.
So, I understand that he messed up, and even as a friend, I was hurt and I looked elsewhere, which is my problem. I shouldn't have done. And I understand and I admit that mistake. But now, even as such a long friendship, he's proven our friendship means very little. So you can think that you're friends for years on end, but it can just be nothing. If it can be dropped in a heartbeat like that, it's not friendship.
No, it's not.
No matter how bad in our future Brian hurts me, he's always going to be my friend. I will always forgive him, no matter what. Like, I have really mad love for him. I love Alex, I do. And he's mad for what I did, and I understand that affects our friendship. But he's kind of proven to be hurtful and spiteful.
I know how that goes.
Like, I messed up. I know I messed up. I put our friendship in jeopardy. I still want to continue the friendship. And friends like that will come in your life. And sometimes they'll work itself out, sometimes it won't.
Yeah, sometimes Ain't meant to be,
If it doesn't work itself out from a friendship point of view, not even a relationship, but a friendship. If it doesn't work itself out, then they're obviously not meant to be friends.
Exactly. See, like a lot of people, even my aunt will use her nickname, Rolly Poly. She knows who she is. She tried to tell me countless times over the last, as my grandfather did, 11 years, that my friend Twinkie ain't my friend. One time I didn't eat for a week because he was, he only had enough food for him. He lived with his great grandma and sneaking me in the house, she didn't know. So then my sperm donor's mom sent me $25 through Western Union. I was drunk. I was so drunk. I was seeing fish vision. I was so drunk. I had three bottles of freaking Grey Goose by myself. And I had just a little bit left for food. And so he said, "Can you give me $5 for gas? Give me 10, and I'll give you the change back." And I said, "Yeah, sure, man. 18 years. That's what friends are for. I love you, man. Is that what I said? I love you, man." And he goes, "Mm-hmm." He didn't say that. He comes back, and I look on the gas gauge, and it says $10. I'm like, "What'd you do? Add some of your 5?" He goes, "No, I told you, mother effer. I was broke. I used all your 10. That's pay for your stay." I'm like, "But I'm not gonna be able to eat for a couple of days." He goes, "Well, you should have thought of that before you got drunk, no, shouldn't you?" And that's my friend, 18 years. I mean, like she said, you gotta be. It's so toxic. And even now, I'm friends with him because I'm afraid if I stop being friends with him, I'll be a traitor like he is, And I can't righteously do that. See, there's one thing, and you can laugh at me how you want to. The last couple of videos, I changed shirts to be silly, and one is Dragon Ball Z. See, there's one thing about me that's, even though I don't like him as a character that much, is Goku. See, I'm two things very similar with that character. I'm very kind-hearted and carefree, and I will do anything for anyone, even my enemy. Frieza killed his best friend, and though he was cut in half by his own attack, and pretending to beg, Goku's heart could not stand it, and he gave him his own energy. Greg betrayed me so many times more than that. He's had 13-hour jobs. He's had 3 or 4 girls at a time, calling him a god. And I can't even have a girl after 3 years, And him wanting to use me like that, like her subject says, that's not friendship. That's not just toxic. That's death. You don't gotta die to feel death. See, and our friends, their family dying in front of you like it's happened to me, and I'm pretty sure her. Friends doing that to you. See, these friends came over my house when I was a little kid and played games. I went over their house and played in their yard, and our families became one, like her grandma, my grandma. And after all that, it's like only one person feels that here, which is, for example, me and her, and you viewers. And after 18 years, they spit in your face. So, I mean, we know how you feel. And I'm pretty sure there's other stories, like yours, that you don't want to say. And we're not going to hassle you or get angry at you for that. You can keep it here. You can keep it here. You don't got to speak it vocally. But we feel you. You're not alone. And I don't have to even ask her. She's never told me. But I know for a fact by looking into her eyes, and I've known in mine, which I have scars for, that it can hurt you so bad you want to die, and so you try to take matters into your own hands. I'll give an example, and I'll let her finish talking and do what she wants to say. I've never said this story outside of my friend Josh. We call him Drake, and he dated my ex-Nana. Had a son by her. And she had cheated on me with him, got pregnant. He lived out the road from me. I've known him since I was 9 years old. That's best friendship. I'd die for that boy. I loved him to death. And so then she makes up some type of story to make me and him fight. Not almost more than 19 years, more than me and Twinkie. Friends. We grew up, we saw each other go from little kids to puberty to young adolescence to young adult to, you know, dumbass. You know, and she made him stop being my friend. And I loved him like a brother more than anybody in my family, period, besides my grandmother who died. And so, the hurt from that alone, I got a rope. And I tied it to a ceiling fan, very sturdy, big old-timey steel ceiling fan that wouldn't break. And I played a song. You can laugh if you want to. She can laugh if she wants to. I know she won't, but I'm just saying for example. And it was a song about friendship, from Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually. And it's gotta always be there. And I played it over and over. And the words hit me so hard, I'm like, I don't have a friend like that. Nobody wants to be with me like that. So I tied my neck to the ceiling fan and I jumped off my bed as the song ended. And I passed out. No breath left in these lungs. And my dead weight, even as little as I am, dead weight ain't no joke. It made the rope snap, and I hit the floor. I guess about 3, maybe 4 minutes later, I woke up. And I had tears in my eyes. I couldn't even move because I was so paralyzed from lack of oxygen. And the only thing I could say was from these lips. And one of you viewers may possibly have known what this is like. Male, female, transgendered, whatever. God, why'd you keep me alive? So I can suffer some more? And that's been that way for 11 years. So don't you dare be afraid. Don't you ever be afraid to come and talk to me or her. Or just look in the mirror and talk to yourself. Don't you keep it inside. Because I did. And that's the story I told you what happened. And she's had some stories too. She's told me that I don't know if she shared on her channel or not. I'm not going to share because they're not mine. Don't you dare be afraid. Ever. Don't you think you're alone. Because since you've been through the same things that me and her have been through, that similarity alone makes us friends. Whether I've met you in person, whether I know your name, whether it be Paul, Eric, Jessica, it doesn't matter. I know your heart. And I'm here for you and she is too. Don't you dare be scared. Don't you dare try to commit suicide because that's a coward's way out. I love you. She loves you as a viewer and as a person. Don't you be afraid. Friendship, it starts with an F. And you know what that F stands for? Friendship means the most ultimate thing in the world. It means forever. If a friend ain't there for you forever, then they're not a friend. They've never been there to begin with. They're fake. Which also starts with an F. She's been my truest friend for more than 11 years. See, even before I met her, and I've never told her this is going to be new to you, and it's going to be new to her, a brand new story. I had a dream about maybe a year before I met her. And it's kind of silly. It was kind of cartoonish, anime-ish, I guess, but I was still me. And there was this impossible hill to climb. It was grassy, of course, flowers, but it was impossible to climb. It was huge. You couldn't see the end of it. And I was like, I gotta climb that, because something at the top of that is very beautiful and wonderful, and I have to see it. So I climbed it, and I climbed it, and I climbed it, and I had no food, had no water. It took me about a week, and I climbed it, and I had my willpower and my heart. That's all that I had left that I used to climb that last bit of that freaking hill. And when I got to it, there was a woman underneath that tree, sitting just like this, and she had her eyes closed, and she was smiling. But she was in a silhouette, so all I saw was shadow. She looked up at me, and I had nothing else left to give, and I was about to die because I had no food, no energy, and I used all of it to climb that hill. She did this to me. And when I grabbed her hand, I woke up. And the closest I felt to that exact feeling to this day is when I hugged her. And that is absolutely, positively, not an over-exaggeration, no joke, that is fact. So if you don't have a friend that doesn't make you feel like that, that is no friend. A friend will make you feel like no matter what, the impossible will be possible. And that is all that Muglorgrimlockable has to say about this subject. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Be you and get real friends.
I mean, guys, I don't know what else to say to that. Like, I guess we're close enough that it's kind of within the same thing of each other. It's about truly knowing who your friends are, and obviously I have that here. Because he's been in my life this long, no matter how far apart we are, it's always going to be, hey, we've not talked in 5-6 years. It's just like we haven't talked since yesterday. And I guess it's kind of what you need to look for in a friend, especially with my younger viewers. Guys, you need to find someone who's going to be positive, who no matter what will be there for you. No matter through my depression, Brian's always there. He's always looking out. And you guys need that, especially now, because I know things are changing in generations.
Exactly.
And there's always friends, and friends come and go. But real friends stay. And this video was so much longer than I anticipated, especially on this subject. But if you're friends with someone, and leading into his original topic of love, you can feel love for your friend. You can feel love for a stranger. If you have love and you have a lot of it to give it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with feeling love for somebody. I love Brian. He's my best friend in the world. And I will always love him. And you know what, guys? I know that no matter what goes on in my life, no matter who I'm dating, who I marry, what goes on in my life, no matter how bad it gets, he's always there. And love, friendship, anything, that's what you want.
Yes, it is.
For you guys who have followed my channel, you've seen the YouTube side of me, the happy-go-lucky, hey guys, it's Rose, and the newer people have seen the, hey, it's me, this is what's going on, this is my sadness. A real friend will be there no matter what, through my happy stages, my depression, through me trying to commit suicide. I have Brian, and I know he's always there. And that's the type of friend you want in your life. Because real friends, good, bad, the ugly, will be there for you. And I encourage you guys to find someone like that. Because I know how it can be at a young age. I know you think everybody's your friend, and they're not. So, I guess 2 topics is where we're going to leave this. Because
That's right.
we're both pretty sloshed and could probably talk about these things for hours. So guys, make sure if you like what you see, leave a like. If you don't, dislike it. I'm okay with that too.
It's just your opinion, we value it, you know?
Exactly. Be honest with me. If you think I'm full of bullshit, do that too. I'm super drunk with me. I'm super honest. Just, I'm always here for you. As he said, we're always here for you. He's new to my channel and doesn't know any of you guys, and he'll always listen.
Always.
He's been there for me since a teenager, and I'm always going to be here for you guys. I always listen, and I'll always continue to listen, no matter what goes on in your life. No matter how bad things get, boyfriend, girlfriend, school, I don't care what it is. I want to be here for you, and I want to make sure that you don't get to the point that I've ever gotten to, or that he's ever gotten to, because suicide's never the answer.
No, it's not.
And we've both been there. I'm 24, and I've been there so many times, and I understand what it feels like. And I don't want you guys to ever feel like that. So, I guess this is going to be us signing out, because I'm pretty sure both of us are going to cry at this point.
Before she ends with that, this tattoo means the most to me because that is me as an angel crying for all the tribulations I've been through. So, don't be afraid, and tears don't make you weak. They really don't. Like, I'm a big nerd, so I'll use anime as confirmation. Again, Dragon Ball Z, my big go-to anime. As a kid, looked up to all the characters, Gohan. People that he cared for and loved for was hurt and being beaten upon, and you're probably gonna die, and there was nothing he could do about it because he was so helpless. He felt so helpless and climbed up and weak and pathetic. And so then he started to cry, and he looked at the friends that he was seeing hurt, and he tapped into a new kind of power. Well, see, I'm not saying you can't be a Saiyan, or you can or can't be a Saiyan, or Super Saiyan, or Namek, or a 3-eyed Tien favorite character. Don't be afraid, because sometimes don't hold back, because those tears can be someone else's strength. Because I know I've seen her cry in the past, and that's what's gave me the strength to make it through this day. Otherwise, I would have died at 25 instead of making it at 30. So don't ever be afraid to show who you are. Because if I can have who I am, even if it's pathetically drawn by someone else, tattooed on me, why are you afraid to be you too?
And of course, no matter how young you are, it's not a phase. If you feel this way, please don't think it's a phase, or that you're just emo while you're in high school.
Because it's your heart.
Realistically, I went through that. I was told when we were living together, when I was a teenager, that it was a phase and I'd get over it and I'd be happy. See someone about it. Get help. Because I didn't get help when I was young. And now I'm going through what I'm going through as an adult. And I don't want any of you guys to go through that. And this is kind of transitioned to an anti-suicide, but that's okay. Because with this day and age, I think that's kind of needed, because parents are always, oh, you're okay, it's a phase, you'll get over it.
So my grandparents said, I was raised by them, and I mean, I didn't get over it. I'm 30 years old, and if it wasn't for her come back in my life, I would have been dead already.
And you guys know that I've contemplated suicide many a times.
Because I'm not trying to interrupt you at all, Nicole, but I'll give you an example of something that just happened 4 days ago, and then she can do whatever she wants to with this video afterwards. There was a woman I was in love with 9 years ago. She came back in my life when I was seriously going to end my life. And I moved to Indiana with her. And then I moved to Florida with her. And 4 days ago, after putting that on her finger that says love forever is real, it's got a heart on it, she went behind my back and messaged her ex, who beat her and raped her. So, and that's not the first time this has happened to me either. She knows the person who did it to me beforehand. I loved her since I was 16, and I'm 30. And she cheated on me to be with a man who beat her and raped her. Like I said, suicide is nothing to joke about. But if you feel like you have that on your heart, don't go through with it. Because if I had to go through it when I was 16, now I'm 30, and I lived through all those years, and when she did it to now, how long she's done it, please don't end it. Because there's a lot at the end of the tunnel. And if no one else will listen, you on her channel will listen, and me, Muglorgrimlockable, will listen. I will always be here for you, no matter what. So, with that, I say that you were loved, you were cherished, you were one in a million, and don't you dare change for nobody. If someone in school thinks you're weird or a freak, they're the freak, because they can't accept you for being different. Please stay you. Love you.
And I guess with that, we're going to end it, because what we had originally planned to be a decently short, us drinking and being really honest video has turned into about 45 minutes. But let's be honest, sometimes it's needed. So I thank you guys for watching. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell if you want to see more. I promise it'll be less me drunk and more challenges as we challenge each other to different things, including him trying to kill this little vampire girl. So, this is his emo queen signing out.
And emo king. Muglorgrimlockable, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.